Hello doctors, welcome to the 𝗖𝗵𝗵𝗺, where we are discussing the gastrointestinal tract. As promised that we'll wind up GIT in 17-18 videos. This is going to be a mega video in which we will discuss all these topics. Just like we planned in class 14th, we'll first of all discuss trematodes. And in trematodes, we have got Fasciolopsis, Buski, Fasciola, Hepatica, and other flukes also we will discuss here only, although others does not belong to GIT, but since they are similar, we will discuss it here. Whenever in other systems these flukes will come, I'll share the link of this video in description box and will guide you to come here and watch this complete video for trematodes, because schistosoma is responsible for causing the GI infections. I'm definitely going to teach you schistosoma here. Then we will come on to some nematodes. First of all, we'll discuss ascaris. Then we'll discuss the ankylostomata and strongyloids. And in the end, we'll discuss trichuris and 𝗵𝗵𝗺, which will mark the end of this video. Okay. So as per your requirement, you can watch this video. Welcoming you again, myself Dr. 𝗵𝗺, and we are starting the 𝗖𝗵𝗵𝗺's GIT infections, particularly the parasites now. So as I told you, we are focusing on trematodes. So please remember that trematodes are also called as flukes. Okay. The major point which you have to keep in mind, this is just for your learning, that the drug of choice for either the cystodes or even the trematodes, it is going to be mostly praziquantel. Mostly it is going to be praziquantel. Rest obviously our dear pharmacology faculty will teach you in detail. But for my microbiology thing, just remember mostly praziquantel is something which you give. Okay. And remember, trematodes are underdeveloped. Trematodes are non-segmented. Okay. So remember that S, T, U are the alphabets coming together. So S for non-segmented, T for trematodes, and U for underdeveloped. Okay. So by location, the trematodes have been divided into blood fluke called as schistosoma, which we will discuss because this is important for GIT. Then intestinal fluke, that is called as Fasciolopsis buski, and then liver fluke, that is called as Fasciola hepatica. Whereas one more is there called as Clonorchis sinensis. Clonorchis sinensis is Chinese liver fluke. Chinese liver fluke. We'll discuss this also, but mostly the Fasciola hepatica and the Chinese liver fluke, they are related to hepatobiliary system, but still we'll discuss in this video only. Okay. Then lung fluke, Paragonimus westermanni, although it is related to the respiratory part, but we will discuss in this video only because we are taking all the flukes in one video so that the confusion is less. So what is common for all flukes, my dear friends? All the flukes, any fluke you name it, the diagnostic form is going to be operculated egg in the stool. As you have read the 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 latum also, 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 also had the operculated eggs. Okay. So my dear friends, what I am trying to tell you is, please understand that all the flukes have one thing in common, that is operculated eggs. Okay. Then the infective form in all of them is going to be Metacercariae. The infective form is going to be Metacercariae, except in schistosoma where it is going to be Cercaria, because S and C phonetically they are same. So schistosoma has Cercaria, all other have got Metacercariae. Okay. Coming on to the intermediate host, please remember, for all the trematodes, snail is going to be the intermediate host. The snail is going to be the intermediate host. Okay. Whereas, for fasciola, the literal sense, fasciola means leaf. Okay. So the aquatic plants, okay, Fasciolopsis, and for fasciola, leaf means, so aquatic plants, leafy plants, okay, they are the intermediate host. Clonorchis has got a fish. So if I draw a fish for you, this is the mouth of the fish, and fish mouth, can you see it's always just like the fish is going to kiss somebody, okay. So 𝗏 is an easy way to remember that we are talking of fish, okay. Next is the crab, okay. So crab is roaming on the soil, crab is roaming on the soil, that means crab is going to touch your feet, and in Hindi feet is called as पैर, so crab is going to go near to your पैर. So remember, for Paragonimus westernmani, it is going to be the crab which is the intermediate host, okay. So first of all, if you don't know what trematodes are, I have created a separate video on general parasitology. You can go and check the names of various trematodes and the trick to remember them. This was the trick to remember the intermediate host. Now for all the trematodes, the flukes, okay, for all the trematodes or the flukes, one thing is fixed, that they are going to have the manifestations. For example, Fasciola, Buski, intestinal manifestations. Hepatica, the word hepatica, hepatitis and jaundice. Clonorchis, CLO is clonorchis, CO is cholangiocarcinoma, okay. Cholangiocarcinoma means bile duct cancer, okay. Cholangiocarcinoma means bile duct cancer. Then Paragonimus is having 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗵 and pneumonia. So P for Paragonimus, P for pneumonia. Why? Because Paragonimus is related to pulmonary, it is the lung one. So it is going to have pneumonia, and whenever there is pneumonia, there will be bouts of blood coming out with the cough, which is called as 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗵. That means the cough is coming out with blood. So I hope it makes sense, okay. I hope it is making sense, right. So what was common for all the flukes or for all the trematodes? One, that the diagnostic form is going to be what? Diagnostic form is operculated eggs, okay. Diagnostic form is operculated eggs. Then the next thing which I told you was that the infected form is going to be the which one? Metacercariae. The infective form is going to be which one? It is going to be the Metacercariae, whereas in schistoscoma it was the Cercaria. Then the third thing I told you is that snail is the intermediate host in all the trematodes, okay. You got it? Yes. So how to remember, how to register this? I have a mnemonic that says yes, that says trematodes have 𝗵, okay. Trematodes have 𝗵. Now what does this mean? See here, trematodes have got D and O coming together. So D and O, what does that mean? That means the diagnostic stage is going to be the operculated eggs, operculated eggs, okay, DO. And then 𝗵, what does that 𝗵 means? That snail is going to be the IM, that is IM means intermittent host, okay, intermediate host, sorry. And again you have to remember that 𝗵 is important, that means I and M is important. That means what? That the infective stage is going to be M. What is M? M stands for Metacercariae, Metacercariae, okay. So if I draw a picture for you, let me just recall everything. So this is the definitive host, that is the human, that is going to be the definitive host, okay. And in humans, please understand, humans will in their stool, okay, I'll make everything of human in red color. In the stool will have this operculated egg, okay, will have which one? Operculated eggs, which I told you it is going to be diagnostic form. After that, these eggs are going to get converted into what? They are going to get converted into larva. Which larva? It leads to formation of Miracidium larva. After Miracidium larva, everyone is supposed to go to the first intermediate host, and the first intermediate host in everyone is going to be the snail. In the snail's body, there will be the formation of, yes, in the snail's body, there will be the formation of Cercaria, and then there will be Metacercariae. Metacercariae is having no tail. Metacercariae has no tail. And this Metacercariae, I am, if you remember, so infective form is going to be Metacercariae. So this is the life cycle which is common to everyone. But this is not the case in everyone. Why? Because here comes the role of secondary host. So this Metacercariae, which was going directly in most of the cases, can go to where it can go? It can go to crab. It can go to crab and then can go to humans if it is a case of Paragonimus westermanni. Paragonimus westermanni, and I have told you the clinical features will be pneumonia, clinical features will be hemoptysis. Similarly, it can goes to fish if it is the case of Clonorchis sinensis, and obviously then it can goes to humans, and it can even go to aquatic plants if it is a case of Fasciola. So I hope now you can easily write the life cycles. Okay, then Fasciola. Okay, Fasciola can go here. And one more thing I told you about the schistosoma, that schistosoma has not got the Metacercariae as the infective form, it has got Cercaria as the infective form. So from Cercaria it is going to go directly to the host. This is going to be none other than schistosoma. So this is a summary table which can make you remember every fluke. This is the end of Fasciola. Let us end the schistosoma now. I told you that schistosoma, also called as blood fluke, first of all. Second thing is the infective stage is going to be Cercaria. This I have also told you. Then S for schistosoma, S for skin penetration. Please remember, it is penetrating with the skin. Okay. And S for schistosoma, S for spined eggs. Okay. They have got spined eggs. The eggs are not operculated. Remember, S is a very important, I should say important exception. I'll show you in the picture also. See here, they have got a spine. They have got a spine. They have got a spine. Okay. So they have got spined eggs, my dear friends. Okay. So special features are, these are the only ones with separate sexes. Okay. So again, S for schistosoma, S for separate sexes. Okay. Then schistosoma is the one which is having the one intermediate host, that is snail. Okay. Because everybody else has got a secondary host, they have got only one, that is snail. And these are the only one whose transmission is through the skin, because everyone else has got their transmission through what? Through ingestion. Okay. So what are the species? There are three species. One is called as schistosoma hematobium. That means hematobium. That means it leads to hematuria, terminal hematuria. But remember, it is going to have a painless hematuria. There is going to be no pain. Okay. There is no pain. It is going to be a painless hematuria. Okay. Or you can remember S for smooth one. Okay. It is smooth one. So there is no pain, but yeah, hematuria is going to happen. And because it is S, okay, so what is going to happen? Why there is hematuria? Because it is going to the schistosoma hematobium. Hematobium means going to the vessel. It is going to puncture the bladder plexus of veins. And once these are punctured, there will be hematuria. And if the hematuria is happening recurrently, happening again and again, it can lead to squamous cell carcinoma of the bladder. Coming on to next one, schistosoma mansoni. So M for Mansoni, M for mesenteric vein. Remember, schistosoma mansoni, M for mesenteric vein. They have got a lateral spike. Okay. So, 𝗖𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵. So, L and M come together, M for Mansoni and L for lateral. L for what? Lateral. Okay. And going to inferior mesenteric vein, my dear friends, you should know with your basic knowledge of anatomy that inferior mesenteric vein is going to the portal vein. So, it is responsible for causing the portal hypertension. You can remember with LMNOP. So, P for and okay. P and O together, portal hypertension. What is L? L is the lateral spine which is there. What is M? M means it is Manzoni. Okay, and Manzoni and the mesenteric, inferior mesenteric vein also. Okay, Japonicum, remember superior mesenteric, and as you all know that I, J, K, J and K come together. So remember J for Japonicum. Okay, so JK, I am intentionally telling, Jammu Kashmir is located in the northern India. So it is, northern means superior side. So it is the superior mesenteric vein. I told you J and K come together. That means Japonicum has got a knobbed egg. Okay, has got which egg? Knobbed egg is there. It is responsible for causing the 𝗏𝗃𝗵 fever. K is important. Okay. J and K, Jammu Kashmir is in the northern side. So please remember it is this superior mesenteric vein which is involved this time. We are talking of schistosoma. So it is mandatory to know that S for schistosoma, S for swimmer's itch, also called as cercarial dermatitis. Coming on to the next part in which we are going to discuss about the ascaris. Ascaris is a nematode. Please remember Ascaris lumbricoides is also called as roundworm. The diagnostic stage is going to be fertilized egg. Please remember DEF. So F for fertilized and E for egg. So the diagnostic stage is going to be fertilized egg, whereas the embryonated egg is the infected form. The embryonated egg is the infected form. So what does Ascaris is going to do? Ascaris causes Loeffler's pneumonia, it causes intestinal obstruction, malabsorption, and the treatment is going to be albendazole and mebendazole. So if I show you the cycle properly for Ascaris, see here, what is going to happen? This is the definitive host, the human, and the humans are going to have the eggs in the stool, and this egg is going to get mature. Okay, so this egg is now going to turn into the mature egg. Okay, and then mature egg is again taken by the human, and in the human's small intestine, this mature egg now will get converted into larva. This mature egg will now get converted into larva. Okay, now this larva is going to penetrate the small intestine, and once it penetrates the small intestine, it is going to go to the other organs like lungs, where it is responsible for causing which thing? Loeffler's pneumonia, and after causing pneumonia via the sputum, it is again going to come back to the humans. Okay, so what happened? Definitive host human, egg, mature egg, ingested by the humans, coming into small intestine, making the larva, penetrating the small intestine, then going to the lungs, causing the Loeffler's pneumonia via the sputum, again going back into the human body. So the diagnostic form, which form will be diagnostic? That is the fertilized egg, whereas embryonated egg is the infective form. How will you differentiate both the eggs? So remember, these edges are called as mammalian edges. So these mammalian edges are present in the unfertilized egg. It is present in the unfertilized egg, whereas the fertilized egg, for that matter, they have shrunken larva. They have got which larva? Shrunken larva. I'll show you the picture in, you can comment in the comment section. I'll post the picture in the community post for sure. Coming on to the next class, this is Ancylostoma duodenale. The Ancylostoma duodenale, if I draw the picture, Ancylostoma duodenale, also called as hookworm. Remember like this, it's very simple to understand that you will have human. After humans, what is going to happen? They will have egg in the stools, and this egg is going to get converted into rhabditiform larva. Rhabditiform larva, which is called as L1. Then this L1 is going to get converted into L3, which is called as filariform larva. I have written it here, filariform larva. And after this filariform larva, this is going to go to, okay, this is going to get, because these are hooked organism, the hook is going to go to feet. Okay, the hook will be going to the feet, and it will have the skin penetration. So it is going to penetrate into the skin. Then after that, penetrating into skin, it might go to lungs. Then it from the sputum, it can go to the intestine, and after going to the intestine, it can go back, or you can say from intestine, the rhabditiform larva in intestine, L3 is getting matured, and then L3, what is the cycle? The L3 forming the adults, and these adults giving rise to L1 again. Okay, so this is the cycle which is going to occur in the, which one? It is going to occur in the, okay, and then L1 is converted into L3. So this is the cycle which is going to take place in the intestine. So that is why, my dear friends, the diagnostic stage is going to be egg in the stools, which I have told you here. The infective stage, what is infecting the humans? It is L3 or the filariform larva via the skin penetration. If somebody is moving barefoot, okay, barefoot on the, where you will move? Barefoot on the ground, because the itching here is called as ground itch. Now it might go to lungs. What it will cause? Pneumonitis. And because it was having skin penetration, the clinical features is cutaneous larva migrans. That means you can see the larva moving. Okay, cutaneous means skin, larva means larva, and migrans means moving. Now ancylostoma is called as ancylostoma duodenale. Now duodenale means there will be no iron absorption. The iron absorption will decrease, and that's why it causes iron deficiency anemia. The treatment remains mebendazole and albendazole. Coming to a very similar organism that is called as Strongyloids stercoralis, the name is threadworm. Strongyloids stercoralis, the diagnostic form, unlike the ancylostoma, the diagnostic form is rhabditiform larva. It is not the egg, but it is the rhabditiform larva, because P, Q, R, S, R and S comes together. So rhabditiform larva and Strongyloids stercoralis. Whereas again, the infective form is going to be L3, skin penetration. Okay. Again, remember three very important things. Strongyloids stercoralis is responsible for causing three important things: autoinfection, hyperinfection in HIV, and larva currents. Okay, so how I remember? I remember with my favorite song, "We Shall Overcome." That used to be prayer in my assembly, morning assembly in my school days. We shall overcome. Okay, so what is this S? S is strongyloids. What is this A? A for autoinfection. What is this L? L is for larva. Okay, larva, currents. And what is this H? H for hyperinfection. Okay, especially in the cases of HIV. And what is the drug of choice? So we shall or I shall, you can say as per your choice. So I shall overcome. So I means ivermectin is the drug of choice. Coming on to Trichuris trichura, the name Trichuris trichura is for the whipworm. Trichuris trichura is the whipworm. It's the structure is just like a whip. Okay, so it's the Trichuris trichura. But if you see the structure, this is just like barrel. The diagnostics form is the barrel-shaped eggs with the mucus plug. So where is the barrel-shaped egg? So this whole shape of egg is barrel-shaped, where they have the mucus plugs. Mucus plugs are there in Trichuris trichura. Okay, so two mucus plugs. So remember Trichuris trichura and T for two plugs, two mucus plugs which are going to be there in the diagnostic form. Okay, so Trichuris trichura having the egg, whereas the infective form is the embryonated egg, and they are going to come with the fecal route only. Okay, so in adults it is responsible for causing iron deficiency anemia. In children it causes rectal prolapse, just like the rectal mucosa looks like a coconut cake rectum, and the treatment is albendazole and mebendazole. Don't worry, I will draw the life cycle and will teach you again. My dear friends, the definitive host is going to be the human. in humans, stool will have the eggs. Which eggs? The barrel-shaped eggs. Then with the feces, they are go to the humans again. Then it is going to go in the intestine, where the the adults will be there, and these adults are going to form the which one? They are going to form these barrel-shaped eggs once again. Okay. So the infective stage, if you will see, this is the egg only, but fertilized egg. Embryonated egg means it is fertilized. So infection is caused by fertilized egg, but in stool, what you will see, again same barrel-shaped eggs with the mucus plugs. Okay. In children, trichuris causes iron deficiency anemia. In children, it causes rectal prolapse, and the treatment is albendazole and mebendazole. Okay. You can remember like this also. This is also looking like a cake only, na? Okay. So cake, coconut cake, okay, like that you can remember. Coming on to 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗺 vermicularis, this is very important and one of my favorite. So this we used to do. So for example, this is a chair, okay, on which my friend was supposed to sit. So I put a pin there. I am putting a pin on his seat. Okay, so whenever he sits here, so the pin is going to enter. Oh my God. So 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗺 means enter, pin worm, seat worm. This you have to remember. And once it is going inside, it can cause a lot of trouble to the kidney. So it has got kidney-shaped eggs as the diagnostic form. So in order to diagnose it, what do? You have something which is called as NIH Scotch tape, or you take a perianal swab, because it is mostly going to go there. So either you stick the tape, the eggs will stick there, you remove the tape, you send for the investigations, or you have got something called as perianal swab. So what will be the infective form? Embryonated eggs. What it can cause? It can cause A. That was the sound made by my friend when the pin was there on the seat. So anal pruritus, appendicitis, auto-infection, okay. And similarly, the drug is albendazole and mebendazole, and from this M of mebendazole, you can remember the malabsorption also. Don't worry, I am going to make the life cycle for you. So what is going to happen? There is human is going to release the eggs which are kidney shaped. Then these eggs, via the fecal-oral route, they are going to go to another human's intestine, where intestine will have the adult forms. The adult forms are going to give eggs. So embryonated eggs are the infected forms, and the diagnostic forms are also eggs only. With the help of this tape or the perianal swab, clinically I told you AAA, appendicitis, autoinfection, anal pruritus, and one more is malabsorption, and the treatment is going to be albendazole and mebendazole. Okay, can you identify whose egg is this? People will say, sir, definitely it's not mine. So whose egg is this? This is the 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 egg. Okay, this is the 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 egg. Okay, 𝗲𝗵𝗵𝗺 egg. Whose egg is this? This is the kidney shaped egg, and this kidney shaped egg belongs to whom? It belongs to 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗺 vermicularis. This is the diagrammatic representation of so I think I have given these. So this can you see the barrel shaped eggs like this? So barrel shaped eggs. So this belongs to trichuris. Okay, this belongs to whom? This belongs to trichuris, trichura, and you can also see this one, right? So this, okay, all right, I identified it, but I want you to tell me in the comment section whose life cycle is this. Okay, yes, that's going to be interesting. Okay, so just let me know in the comment section. This is it for the gastrointestinal tract. We are done with the gastrointestinal tract, my dear friends, and next system we will start with the hepatobiliary. Thank you so much for being with us. Please keep in mind that revision is the key to success. The more you revise, the more you retain, and the more you retain, the more you can reproduce in the exam, and more you reproduce in the exam, the best will be the rank which will you get. God bless you. Stay with us. Thank you so much.